Hola, familia estelar. You did not land here by chance. You have entered into a sacred world-line collision that has materialized into your reality. The theme or subject is all about this full moon in Taurus that is occurring today. And this is the currency that you've gained in the form of wisdom. You're an incredibly wise soul. There's a few select individuals as well that I'm speaking to, a few fractals of awareness who are totally conscious of themselves as they move through this construct. And you're incredibly wise. There is a culmination point that you're reaching. And I'm seeing wisdom in the form of light that is now guiding the next steps forward that you must take. But the Taurus moon energy is a Six of Pentacles card in tarot, and this is about the expanded analogy kind of being the soul as the gardener of wisdom, and you're planting each one of these pentacles that you've gained. I'm almost seeing them as amulets. The word amulet is coming up for some reason, so it's almost like it is a form of protection because of the level of awareness that you have. I'm hearing not just cultivated but return back to. Okay, it's like you're conscious of everything that has happened in this experience. It's a different kind of awareness that you've anchored into each experiential contract in which you've participated in. That's why I'm seeing it. And the knowledge that's allowed you to return back to you. That's what it feels like. It's almost like you're returning back to yourself. So it almost feels like a homecoming. Because the Taurus moon, this is why I keep saying in meditation, it's about how connected you are to yourself, right? It's a sign of security. It's an earth sign. It's the energy of being grounded, your intention being your anchor, so firmly rooted into your experience in this earth where you can feel safe in your body and you can return to that feeling of safety no matter what changes are occurring around you. That's the energy that's coming forth. So we talked about Mars entering into Sagittarius, right? This happened on the 4th of November. And this is the traveler that's walked through these fiery tests of Mars and Sagittarius. And you're now standing in this like fertile clearing ground. That's what it feels like. I'm also seeing it as like an allotment, a garden where you've weeded out almost like the characters or attachment to form, and you've created this new foundation for yourself. And there's a very fertile soil in which you're standing on during this time. So this is where there's a clearing that's taken place with this Taurus full moon, and this staff that was once used as a defense mechanism, right? This wooden stick is now something that is transforming in your hand into a spade, and that's what it is that you're going to use to turn life challenges into something that has actually softened you, right? It's not something that has hardened you. And if anything, I'm hearing you're more open to new experiences. If anything, you trust yourself more than ever to navigate your way through this next season of change. So strength is no longer measured by the endurance alone that you've undergone, but by what it is that the soul chooses to create and share from these experiences. And every scar has almost become compost for you, right? Everything that you feel like, oh, you're throwing away and it's something that's just a waste of time, I'm hearing it's actually feeding the roots of something that is going to be lasting and valuable for you, especially as you depart from this experience. Is about what it is that you'll bring forth. So the Six of Pentacles in this card as well is literally, you can see, it's almost like empty, right? But then there are these beautiful children that are holding this pentacle in their hand. And there's some of that they're almost, I'm hearing like teleporting into, and I'm seeing like your awareness teleport into different, this is interesting, take a different path, but is teleporting into new potential realities for yourself and things that you want to invest into, because this is about energy exchanges. When we talk about the Six of Pentacles, it also is about, in this card, paying it forward. So there's something that you're going to have the opportunity to pay forward, and that's something that's going to return back around to you. It reminds me of the benefactor energy, with some kind of good deed that you've done in the past, or just great place that you've arrived to within yourself, is going to come with its own set of things that you're going to be now receiving or becoming receptive to. So this is about abundance, giving, and also from that place of gratitude for everything that's brought you to this point. The harvest provides hope and comfort, with the copious crops overflowing. This card appears when you have come into an excess of good fortune. And I'm seeing this as an excess of, wisdom that you've gained. So much to the point where I'm hearing you don't know what to do with it. It's kind of that energy. There's so much that you've experienced where it feels like you're still absorbing, the emotional data, right? Which is like the data and the information behind those emotions, where you've reached this culmination point, and it's almost like, what do I want to do with this? What is going to be my intention that allows me to ground these concepts into reality, right? This is where you bring the non-physical into the physical. And unlike the Four of Trees, this card represents the other side of greed, which is about giving. Knowing the pain of the rot you have, the understanding needed to share your wealth with those less fortunate than yourself. Even if you do not have an abundance, having gratitude for what you do have, your generosity and kindness will come back tenfold and be the roots of the happy memories to follow. So I'm definitely seeing the benefactor energy, which is good fortune returning to you tenfold from something that it seems like it's not going to be linked, but it is totally linked, and that is the paradox. It definitely reminds you of the reading that I did last Christmas energy. I was talking about the what's it called? The shoemaker, right? And the elves, and good fortune coming back around to you tenfold. So you might want to watch that reading. I'll link it at the end of this read. But that's definitely being reactivated because we're entering back into December, Christmas season again. So that's something that's huge. That's going to be materializing. And then what else? In this card as well, in this deck, it talks about the Six of Pentacles is abundance, generosity, paying it forward, and gratitude. It's a moment of excess following scarcity. A child shares their pentacle with another as a proud oak tree shines in the afternoon light. If you have pulled this card, it is to imbibe you with hope. Abundance will arrive in time. If you find yourself with extra, try to pay it forward. So the lesson of this lunation is that wisdom itself is the currency. And there's something that you had to fight for. Maybe that's stability or confidence or understanding, right, within yourself. And it's matured into an offering, where now the world recognizes that as valuable. It's the things that you cultivate within. Because when we talk about Taurus, second house energy, maybe it's a natural talent that you have, something that's going to boost your self-esteem, but it's something that you deeply value with Venetian energy. And Venetian energy is also like beauty that you can bring forth from the experience. It's something valuable. It is like the pearl energy, where the gritty sand causes it discomfort. And the oyster is actually what should I say, like a conscious being that is a natural filtration system and can turn something that seemed like it wasn't valuable into the most valuable thing. So it's what it is that you want to make from an experience. That's almost what it feels like. Maybe there's something that you're going to begin to, this is money. It could be something that you're going to monetize from, something that feel like it wasn't fortunate, and you're going to write a book about it, and that's going to spread towards the masses. Maybe there's something that you're going to feel inspired towards. It's where, hey, thank you for the tragedy happened because I needed it for my art, and you use it for a form of, divine inspiration, if you will. It's where the healer turns their own healing into guidance for others. It's a moment where the creators who creates this art through the form of paintings or music actually transmits frequencies into this real endurance, right? It becomes a source of inspiration for them that inspires their next album or their next painting. And the teacher whose lessons are just no longer taught, but they're actually embodied, and they become a living, breathing example, right? It's where you're not separate from, it's where you ground into and you anchor something. So yeah, there's something that's being illuminated, and it's giving and receiving are two poles of the same flow, essentially. And it's a spiritual commerce at its highest frequency. So it's almost like this place of surrender that you're coming into. And you're giving from a place of fullness, knowing that what returns is not just money, but it's also resonance, right? People that are going to be in resonance with the things that you create. Maybe it's a recognition that's going to be returning to you because of the things that you put out there that are going to be sending ripples through the cosmos, and other people are going to be intersecting with what it is that you create from that space of vulnerability and seeing that as a strength because you're so deeply connected to yourself, where what it is that you create holds that same essence of interconnectedness to all things, to the experiences, and admiring them as conscious teachers, right? The opportunities that lies at equivalent seed within every seeming obstacle upon your path, but it's a moment of replenishment that you enter back into. So it's a lucrative energy. You know, this transit is where you can be called to create prosperity from a place of integrity. And it is almost like diamonds created under pressure. You know, it's like an alchemical type of energy. So whether that's something that's going to be circulating from a place of authenticity, right? Whether this is something, it's something that you're creating that's going to be coming, it's going to be bringing some kind of new wave of energy towards you. So abundance isn't a chase, it's a loop, right? It's something that you give and then you make room to receive. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at what your messages are. I want to open up with a gateway of the light activation. But yeah, the more that you root your work or whatever it is that you dedicate or devote yourself to and see it as sacred and really aligned with your values, the more that life will mirror that stability back to you. Okay? It's a sacred exchange. Chamber of the Violet Light, Karmic Release. I mean, this is very on theme, right? It talks about radical transformation that's going to be occurring into your life. So you're not only a survivor of your journey, but you're in the garden of your own harvest right now, right? Because this is a culmination point. It's what is everything that you've learned to date and what the things that you want to create from the things that you've learned, from the things that you've experienced. And how can you begin to thrive from that? So let me go ahead and take a look at this. It's where the crown chakra, the higher self, basically dissolves all contracts under the illusion of separation. It's recognizing yourself from the heart space, your interconnectedness to all things, right? Oftentimes when we feel disconnected from ourselves or disconnected from those around us or disconnected again from the meaning of these circumstances is because we've disconnected from ourselves, right? And there's a cosmic intervention that's needed. So this basically talks about a time of release where you're detaching yourself from low vibrational experiences. And the way that you can detach yourself is to change your resonance to it, right? Change the way that you think about it, change the way that you feel about it. Okay, you've just transmuted that chord, right, with unconditional love, which is just unconditional acceptance for it and seeing it from the lens of the soul. So that's how you detach chords, right? Or cut chords, is to change your resonance to them. Otherwise, you haven't really got to the root and it will reform and regrow back, right? So when you receive this card, know that the violet flame of transformation has been brought to you by your angels and guides. They're encouraging you to see that you're in a space of radical transformation. Transformation can be overwhelming, but know that the hand of the divine is leading the way. All past trauma is now being cleared from your energy. Stay focused on releasing all the energies that are no longer serving you. The violet flame is here to transmute fear into love. If fear is rising up, know that it's simply a call for love. Call for the strongest form of love that you know and allow those in your inner cycle to support you through this transformational time. So the call for love is exaggerated emotions that you can observe arising within your own physical vessel. So for example, maybe there's certain emotions of casting judgment, right? Which is wanting to separate yourself from an experience and not associate yourself from an experience that you drew towards you through resonance, right? And there's power in being able to understand that origin point or that resonant point and where that call for love is coming from within your own ego and being able to tend to that. Maybe there was hey, I wanted a level of compassion from the external. I wanted a level of understanding from the external and understanding that you can actually provide that to yourself, right? You can provide that to your physical vessel, to your ego, because the soul is in need of nothing. The soul is already whole within itself. So this is where your strength evolves into you becoming extremely fertile and your ability to reproduce value from an experience is something that's being cultivated within you. You're an alchemist with the capacity to take all the leaden aspects of your life and turn them into golden opportunities. You can align your life with the divine plan now and live in a more purposeful way. That's exactly what this energy is with this full moon. So you guys may want to put yourself, I'm again almost like deja vu, in a room of karmic contracts in meditation and just dissolve all the illusions of separations, right, that you've experienced, right, where you were disconnected from the purpose behind something, the meaning behind something. And that's where you can harvest lessons into form of a business that you want to create, a creation, an offering. There's something that actually becomes a driving force for you. And it's where greatest wealth is born from aligned generosity, right? Being able to just give from this place of love. And that's going to pay back multiplied through service from a place of authenticity, right? Something that feels authentic to you. And you're a cosmic traveler that's now reaching this place of understanding where strength is not only in surviving what it is that you've been through, but actually thriving, right? Not seeing yourself as a victim, but actually someone that's able to reach this place in their journey where they can nourish others from the fruits of their experiences, right? The things that you've been able to harvest, the understanding. So yeah, it's a beautiful energy around this Taurus full moon. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at a Cosmos Oracle message and see what the energy is. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles. And Six of Pentacles is also like shedding scarcity consciousness in a way where you're no longer saying, I must earn love and abundance and recognition. It's instead saying, I'm a conduit of value and I recognize how valuable this experience is to me or the things I'm creating, right? Moving forth. And it's about being able to give because you are, not give because you lack something, right? The telescope. Telescope is literally about looking at life through the lens of the soul. You also have quantum entanglement there at the base, so literally quantum non-local connections that are influencing your journey on Earth, where you're able to see your life on Earth zoom out from a higher level of understanding, and there's certain things that you're zooming in on and you're gaining an understanding on within your space-time travels. That's almost an energy that's coming through, but it allows you to see something more effectively, more productively, and more creatively as well. Instead of seeing something as counter creative, you're creating a conducive environment for yourself. So that's going to be embodied through gratitude because you're standing strong in your sovereignty, and you're really just entering into a time where you are stepping out of survival and you're entering into a season of thriving. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at, what should we take a look at? Let's take a look at one of these oracle messages and then I'm going to close this reading. Observer. Again, there's something that you're observing. The quiet aspect within yourself, the one that's been untouched by time. And there's a new place that you're arriving to in the physical with between worlds at the base, right? It talks about having one foot in the old world and one foot in the new. But I'm seeing you have one foot in this new world of understanding while also having one foot in the old. And you don't realize that you're transforming your old world or your relationship to that old world as you see it from a different level of understanding, as you feel about it differently, right? It's changing the way that you relate to your journey on Earth emotionally. And that's actually changing your current trajectory and the future timelines in which you're aligned with. That's what I'm seeing it as. And there's something that you're going to be observing there, where you can have one foot in the old world, but see it differently, feel about it differently, and have a different level of appreciation and gratitude for it. And this new world that you've arrived to within yourself. Now you have Healer of the Ages and 𝓤 Connections. This is interesting because Healer of the Ages is basically a non-physical deity. I always see this as like, Christ consciousness energy, which is a fractal awareness that's entered into this matrix that is now conscious awareness and conscious of its interconnectedness to all things in this system, and it being a fractal of infinite potential. Now, when you understand that you're experiencing yourself through countless life forms and you get to see it through your subjective lens, with 𝓤 connections here, this is a 𝓤 connection that you have to that aspect of self, that 𝓤 connection that this aspect of self has to the vessel, the way that you're nurturing the vessel, the way that you're caring for this relationship that you have with yourself, and all other manifestations of yourself. 𝓤 connections here is about a 𝓤 connection that you have with a very specific spirit, non-physical being, okay? Because it's a one-on-one connection. That's what I'm seeing it as. So this is a specific message, but there is something around a 𝓤 connection that you even have to the higher self and of another individual that may not be in that total anchored state of conscious awareness, but a deep appreciation that you have to that non-physical aspect of self. And yeah, maybe certain like soul contracts with Six of Coins that have been brought to a culmination point. Okay, so yeah, what else? I think that's going to be it, guys. Maybe I'll get a starseed message for you. star family, you're part of a team of souls calling support. So again, this is like members of your star family, right? Hokuahana, you know, it's familia estelar, it's Aileton, right? It's different members of your star family that are universal and other fractals of yourself that you've been working with, right? What you teach in yourself through the form of another, the inner temple devotion, tune into the portal of your heart, right? What is the heart center? It literally is your interconnectedness to all things. So there is something that you're admiring around, wow, the character that another version of yourself played, a circumstance, a dynamic, a contract or agreement of some kind. And this is where you're no longer learning it from the perspective of the matrix, which is suffering, right? You don't have to suffer through these experiential, you know, agreements that you're participating in, but you can see it through the lens of your interconnectedness to all things. You can see it from the lens of transcending the illusion of separation and realizing that these walls, skins, are temporal barriers that create the illusion of separation, but everything is consciousness. And the divine united consciousness that is interacting with itself to extract, collect data. So that's the energy that's coming forth as well, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also, check out Water Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry. You have 2 discount codes for that down below. 555-1717 at the base. Change happens outside of your comfort zone. The time has come for change, right? Your life will grow as you begin to change your perspective, your awareness, self-reliances. The time has come to rely on the knowledge and your wisdom and your ambition. You have an important soul mission and life purpose. Leaning on your inner strength will allow more of your path to unfold ahead, okay? With that being said, I'll speak to you guys very, very soon. Until next time, bye!